Hello, this is Dr. Kelly Donahoe with at Dr. Kelly Donahoe as well as at Magnolia Psychological. I'm here today to talk about step two of the overarching theme that I have this week of 3 ways to cope during this uncertain time. So the first step that we've talked about was to know where you fall on the alone time continuum. So if you haven't watched, there have been a couple other videos. I made one that sort of gave an overview of the 3 steps to cope during this time. I've also created and posted a video for you all about how to know where you stand on the alone time continuum. And now this is what I would like to call building your support scaffolding in 3 easy steps. Now, there's a lot of steps that I've been talking about. I'm trying to break it down, and I have created a lot of graphics that I have posted as well, so you can take a look at those. So during this time of uncertainty and transition, alone time, that we have some growth to do here together. So we know that people do better when we have growth to make. And so let's talk about that. So support scaffolding is what I call the people and things that help you maintain and also propel you forward. It might seem strange during this time of upheaval that we would be thinking of things that could propel us forward, but we know that we can change and grow no matter what. And sometimes situations that call on us in deep and powerful ways can help us forge new ways of being and thinking. So I'd like you to keep that in the front of your mind as we talk about these 3 ways that we can build our support scaffolding. So the first way is to know your way of reacting. The second way is to reach out. And the third way is think of things that help you feel better. So those are the overview of the 3 ways. And now I'm going to spend a couple minutes talking about them so we can be really clear and you can have sort of an outline of things that you can do to build your support scaffolding. So the first one is to know your way of reacting. So as a psychologist, I know that we all kind of have these pre-wired ways of reacting, and I'm not here to judge that. I'm here for you to learn to be aware of that, right? When, the shit hits the fan, what's your way of reacting? Do you research, and try to have all the answers? Do you fly by the seat of your pants? Do you stock up? What do you do? So take some time in as non-judgmental way as you can to think of how you react, right? So, for me, it's a mix. I really like the euphemism, plan for the worst and hope for the best. That's how I am. But we should all know how we are and own up to and be honest about it. It doesn't really matter what it is. You just got to know what it is, right? So growing that self-awareness is extremely important all the time because then we can see, does that match with how the people around us are doing things? Does it not? That's where some anxiety and friction can come up during this time. So let's just be aware of it. Okay. So then step 2 is to reach out. Now, we all need to be social to some degree. I don't care if you're an introvert or an extrovert or whatever. We all need human interaction. And so we have to be a little bit more creative during this time. Maybe watching videos is helpful for you. Many of us, if you're watching this, you have access to the internet, to a phone, whatever, reaching out. So I would advise you to create a schedule. Sorry, I know that sounds boring. I tell people the same thing about sex if they're having a hard time in their relationship with sex. Fake it till you make it, whatever. Just do the thing. So find a way, make sure every day you're speaking with another human being, preferably one that cares about you, but it kind of doesn't matter. Speak to someone, okay? It can be 5 minutes a day. I don't care. And I would also like you to think, this is just a side note, it has nothing to do with, necessarily specifically for you, but reach out to someone who you know might not have anyone reaching out to them, whether it's an elderly person, whoever, but somebody as well. And trust me, it'll make you feel good too. But make sure there's at least 5 minutes a day of reaching out. And what I want you to do is think about, yourself and who might make you feel better, right? If you spend the 5 minutes talking to somebody that's really negative, that might not be the best thing. So reach out to somebody that might make you feel better. If there's no one, or you feel like your symptoms are increasing, please, please reach out for therapy. Most of us are offering telehealth. We always do, but right now it seems especially prevalent. And you can reach out. If you don't know how to do that, you can reach out to me or anybody on the internet who you think might be helpful. There's a lot of great programs, and you can engage in that kind of therapy and get your needs met. So please don't think that because we are, sort of doing this isolating business that you can't get the help that you need. So step number 2, reach out. Step number 1, know your reaction style. Step number 2, reach out. And step number 3, very important, and what most people think of as support, which is think of all the things that make you feel better. This is people, this is things. And it can be things you haven't had time for in a long time. So I don't know what those things might be. And it can certainly be hard with children running around if that's your reality, or if you don't have the materials that you need. But there are ways to be creative here, right? So let's engage that part of our mind. So what makes you feel better? Is it reading? Is it writing? Is it, I don't know, watching a bazillion Netflix videos? Make a list. Think of all the things that make you happy. Brainstorm, which means no rules. Just make the list, make the list, make the list. And then go back through, look at the list, and see what's possible given the current situation and materials, resources that you have, and what you could be creative about, so that you can find ways to bring some of those things that make you feel good into your life right now at this moment. So again, the first thing is to know how you react, 2, reach out, and then 3, think of the things that help you feel good and better, and then find ways to achieve those things, to make yourself feel good. Obviously, support scaffolding is important all the time. I just put it in my book, and that was before this was all happening. We all need a healthy and working support scaffolding. So one way that you can think of being productive during this time is to create a support scaffolding that is helpful to you, because it will carry through when we get back to some kind of normal situation, right? It's like that old saying about New York, if I can make it here, I can make it anywhere. Well, if you can create a healthy support scaffolding during this time of separation and scarcity in some ways, then it will behoove you in the rest of your life moving forward. So again, creating a healthy support scaffolding is step 2 when we think about those steps we're taking towards coping. So you can find those other videos or not. This is perfectly important all on its own. Or you can look at the wider series of things I'm trying to give you guys to help cope during this time. I'm thinking about you. I'm sending out light, and I want you to stay safe and healthy. Take care. Reach out with any questions, comments, concerns, anything at all. This is at Dr. Kelly Donahoe. Actually, I'm just Dr. Kelly Donahoe, but you can find me at Dr. Kelly Donahoe. And see you soon.